Hi, and welcome to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I'm your host, Eric Knowles. But before we get started, a word from one of our supporters.
At Convey, we're not only dedicated to solving today's biggest challenges facing healthcare organizations, we're also committed to predicting and planning for tomorrow's challenges by uniting a family of companies. We combine powerful technology with robust data analytics to deliver integrated end-to-end solutions that achieve meaningful results. Start your journey towards transformative business performance with Convey.
Hi, I'm Eric Knowles. Welcome back to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Member Connection. And already, I'm excited. Man, I'm telling you, today I'm excited. I have Commissioner District 9, Keone McGee. Welcome, Commissioner.
Eric, thank you for having me.
Man, I know you're one of the busiest guys, one of the busiest persons in Miami-Dade County. So grabbing you this morning, I truly appreciate you being here.
And I thank you for allowing me to be here. The truth of the matter is, man, I'm on a mission, something that you all commissioned a long time ago when you were laying the groundwork for young folk to get into politics, get into business, and to bring effort and energy into this environment. So I'm humble and excited to be in your presence because, as everyone knows, you are one of the stakeholders that has contributed so much of your life and your experience to ensuring that I'm able to sit here today.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. And next to you,
this power.
Yeah, this is a great show because we're here to talk about economic power.
Yeah.
And this young man, my good friend Bill Diggs. Welcome, man.
Good to see you, man. Always good to spend time with you. And when I found out that the illustrious Commissioner McGee was coming, I was going to be on the set. I said, I might have to take pictures and autographs for we leave today. This is rare indeed. So thank you, Eric.
Absolutely. Obviously, Commissioner / state representative / senator, and now Commissioner of District
you can't give me senator, man, because that's going to cause some havoc. I'll stick with the state rep and the commissioner.
Okay. All right. So anyway, we got Bill Diggs here, who obviously, Bill and I have been engaged with the work that we do here in Miami-Dade County. Obviously, Bill was the president of Miami-Dade Chamber, and now he is the executive director of MDEAT, Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust. So, and that's why we're here today to talk about advocacy and economics, and we're here to talk about August.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what does August mean to you, Bill?
Well, first of all, it's funny. You know how important Black business is to the Dade County, community. You know how important it is for Miami-Dade to be able to go. As goes Black business, so goes Miami-Dade County. And without any profit, without even asking, Commissioner McGee said, man, we need to find a way to promote Black business during Black Business Month.
Right.
And so he took a really bold step. And before the county commission proffered this opportunity for them to have a vote to actually set aside dollars from the coffers of Miami-Dade County to allow for there to be this opportunity, right? And so there is money set aside in perpetuity based on how this motion was brought by Commissioner McGee. And our office, if you will, are really we're the executors of that idea.
Before you go there, can you tell our guests MD? That's a Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust.
Right.
That's a big title.
It is, and by the way, and it's a big job because we are your partner, Eric, on the municipal side. So we consider ourselves to be the go-to organization for economic development from that perspective. Our job is as simple as it is difficult. Listen, when this city erupted and had major riots over 40 years ago because of the murdering of Arthur McDuffie, the commission got together and said, we've got a lot of problems. We've got two communities separate and unequal. And the Black community is not participating at the level that they should. And so we are, if you will, an allied services organization of the county. The county commissioners, they hire me, right? And we have our own board. And what we try to do is work in unison with Commissioner McGee and his other 12 compatriots that are up there on the dais to make sure that we are exemplifying Black excellence through housing, economic development, youth services, and also through research and advocacy. And so our job is to level the playing field so that Black businesses can not only survive, but so that they can thrive. In all facets of what we do, we work directly with Gary Hartfield in small business development. We work with the mayor's office to be able to bring issues to bear that can help Black businesses to become successful so that ultimately the Black family can continue to be an integral part of this community.
Absolutely. You know, I say when Black business grows, Black communities grow.
Right.
Black neighborhoods grow. You know, and when we talk about neighborhoods, Commissioner, being a person who is dedicated to uplifting our community, and we talk about economics, and we can go back to the charter of Miami, the city of Miami, and it was Black laborers that signed on the charter because they needed a number of people. So we've always been a part of the economic threads of Miami. Talk about the importance of that.
It goes exactly to the point that Bill brought up. Look, MD, right? We jokingly talk about how there are different associations and trusts and organizations out there that are specifically geared towards increasing generational wealth and opportunities for the disadvantaged. When we saw the opportunity to allow for more minority businesses, specifically Black businesses, to have access to the county coffers, it became not only just MD, but it means Miami Disadvantaged Eat.
Okay, I love that. Okay,
how about that?
Let's repeat that.
Miami's Disadvantaged Eat. What does that mean? That simply means we're finally able now to get to the table. For so long, African Americans in Miami-Dade County have been left away from the table. You and I both know when you're not at the table, you're on the menu.
Absolutely.
And if you're not on the menu, you're outside looking through the windows. For many years, that has been the actual agenda for many, not all, but for many who've had the opportunity to give access to those marginalized communities, to those who are already in a disadvantaged position. They have been left out of the equation. This gives them an opportunity to sit at the table and help craft policy that will bring us into the generation of generational wealth. Why is that important? Because we know so long as we empower small Black or mid-sized businesses here within Miami-Dade County, we know that money gets trapped within a community. That money then is transferred over to the kids. The kids now get to eat. And when you're building wealth, you're also building a community. But when you're building a community, you're also building pride. And why does that all come together? It's because you give them access. Most of our businesses don't have lobbyists that they can hire.
Correct.
Or consultants they can bring on. They have to be the boss, the custodian, the secretary, the person, the administrative assistant, and mom, dad, and mother.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's the importance of having a chamber like the Miami-Dade Chamber.
Yes.
Because as you said, those small businesses do not have the ability to have a lobbyist to go in and fight for opportunities at the county hall or city hall or any of the other 34 municipalities within Miami-Dade County. So that's what we do each and every day, is provide technical assistance, provide advocacy, and fight for opportunities for these small businesses.
But Eric, it goes back to government 101, right? I always tell individuals there's a big difference between government and politics. Right now, if you do not have access or resources to get into government, you're not going to have a seat at the table.
Absolutely.
And the chambers allows for people to get their projects before the county government.
Absolutely.
If it had not been for what you all have done and what you're continuously doing now, so many individuals would be out of the equation for potential generational wealth.
You're absolutely right. And I want to get back to that, but we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to go dive a little deeper, but we're going to get into August as
This is garbage, and you probably think all of it just goes to waste. But in Miami-Dade, we convert most of what you throw away into energy. In our waste-to-energy facility, we can turn about 90% of your everyday garbage into reusable fuel.
Levels look good.
That creates clean electricity for our community. Enough energy to power 35,000 homes. Pretty illuminating, huh? In Miami-Dade, nothing goes to waste.
Hi, and welcome back to Miami-Dade Chamber's Member Connection. I'm here with Commissioner Keone McGee, District 9, and Mr. Bill Diggs, who is the Executive Director of MDEAT. MD Eat.
There we go.
Yeah, right. Miami-Dade Eat.
I like that.
I do too.
You know,
really like that.
the one
might
thing
use that.
that we were talking about before we took the break, you know, the fact about advocacy and the fact that that's what the chamber does for small businesses. In Miami-Dade County, Black businesses were receiving less than 2% of multi-billion-dollar budget, and dealing with that at the school board as well. Yes. So we know, and we have been knowing for many years where we stood.
Right.
And here we are still fighting that fight. But again, that's why MDEAT was created, to level the playing field. And one of the things that we're here to talk about today is the fact that you passed legislation or put legislation forth that supports Black Business Month. Let's talk about Black Business Month and a little bit about that legislation and what that means.
Sure. It means a lot, right? Because you know, you said it earlier. Listen, sometimes it's about focus. When there's a problem, the only way it gets fixed is someone focuses on it. And Commissioner McGee had the presence of mind to focus on it, right? And by the way, you know, his peers were like, "What a great idea!"
Yes.
You know, and they were like, "Absolutely." And so the mayor was like, "We like this." And so all we've had to do now as an organization is to execute. And basically what it does, it sets forth money in the actual budget that comes to our organization that we spend to promote Black business all month long. We do it in every district that will have us. We make sure that the programming that we do is inclusive of the larger community as well, because we tell everyone we want everyone to know about successful Black businesses. So we provide events, opportunities, grants, workshops, you know, that are ordinarily, if they're in Commissioner McGee's district, and of course he's the focal point of it, because it's important for people to understand that he sees it, if you will, as the supporter of the people that are in his district. Absolutely. And all of them do that.
Absolutely. Once again, Commissioner McGee, taking on that leadership role and understanding that your role is there for the people, yes, by the people. And I just see in so many instances, we lose that with politicians, right, or elected officials.
Right. And the truth of the matter is you hit this nail squarely on his head. This is all about the pursuit of happiness. It's hard to be happy when you're destitute, you're marginalized, you're broke, you're living in shambles, and all hope has been lost. When Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence, and he talked about that, he said the pursuit of happiness. And the pursuit isn't ever going reaching. We're chasing this thing. Will this bill, this legislation that I passed, eradicate all the issues? No. But it's like you said earlier, it's a great starting point to realize that more has to be done. And so when we're pursuing this happiness, we got to remember we must be inclusive to this entire surrounding community to let them know that, hey, support these businesses, support those businesses. Why is that important? Because if we allow for politicians to continuously divide us based upon where we live, our skin color, our dialect, and other attributes that God have bestowed upon us, then they're going to always keep us away from the table. But this legislation and what MDEAT is doing is allowing for the greater community to come together and say, hey, if my brothers and sisters over there are hurting, it is our job, it is incumbent upon us over here to come to their rescue and fight with them against what the injustices they are faced with. And that is the exclusion of a community from the table of financial consciousness.
Absolutely. Again, it's all about economics.
Yes.
And MD, again, Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust.
Right.
Yes.
Bill, you've been at the helm about a year now.
About 16 months, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Time flies
It's been
when
that long?
time flies when you're having fun, man.
Time flies when you're
Yeah,
having fun.
yeah.
So, again, I really need you to let the people know why and the importance of an organization like MD and what it stands for.
Okay. All right. So right now, to give you an idea, one of the pillars of our organization has always been a housing assistance program. Where before I came, we were giving up to $14,000 in down payment assistance. Actually, it was $12,500 in down payment assistance. You're looking to buy a house, we can give you that money. We've doubled that.
Okay.
Because of course, the average price of a house is over $400,000 now. It's like $525 almost. It's insane. So we realized we were going to have to be effective. So we look at issues like that and we try to respond. Our goal is to put people of color in homes. The same way that every other community has the ability to be able to build wealth through home ownership, we thought it was important. That's what we focus on. But we also increased our giving in regards to our grants. When I got there, we were only giving $2,500 away in grants, and we gave a total of $40,000 in 2021. In mid 2023, right now, we've given almost almost $500,000. We actually gave $350,000 in grant dollars this year. We've got another almost $100,000 that's going to be coming out during Black Business Month. So we've quadrupled it. Now I will tell you that that the commissioner supported it, the mayor supported it. They understand that we've got to increase Black business. That's why we're here. But also something else. We realize that home ownership is not. It ought to be a right, but it's not. I mean, it costs to own a home,
Yes.
right? And so we said, wait a minute, our home ownership assistance program isn't doing enough.
Yeah.
The indigenous Black family that owns a home in Miami-Dade County needs help. So we created a rehabilitation program that we're calling it Buying Back the Block, where we're actually giving up to $50,000 per homeowner now.
Okay.
To increase the value of the home for some of the emergency work that needs to be done. Mrs. Johnson's been living off of 54th and 12th for the last 30 years. She's got a hole in the roof. She can't afford to go anywhere else, and the cost to fix the roof is going to be $35,000. It's hard to go to a bank and get that kind of money when Miss Johnson's on a fixed income, right? So what we do is we come in, take a look at something like that, and if we can open up the permit and close it for under $50,000, and if it meets our criteria, which the criteria is stiff, right, then we will come in and fix a home. Now, I will tell you, my office right now is settled on that. We're working through our legal ramifications in the county, but the program is liked by everybody. Yep. We are now actively in the community working with Black homeowners to be able to have that program to work. And we have the money to do so. Yeah. So we're buying back the block in our communities.
No, that's awesome. Now, I'm just going back to this whole Black Business Month economics. I know you and I had a conversation a couple months ago about startups.
Yeah.
And, we only have like a minute left.
Sure.
But I want you to hit that on the head, but then also let folks know within that minute how they can get in touch with MD, how they can follow up.
Right. Okay, so our startup program is exactly that. If you are a startup business during the month of August, we're going to give you up to $2,500 for a startup business. That is literally from 6 months to 3-year-old company. So if you've got your paperwork together, you can just go to Miami-Dade.gov/Miami-Dade Economic Advocacy Trust/MD. You can find us there. The application and stuff is there for you to begin to apply. Once you apply at our office, we have some folk in our office that are well-heeled to be able to reach back out to you, and we are calling everybody back that responds. So that's really what we're doing. It's a great program, but the startup program is even more robust in the sense that once you come on with us, we help teach you, train you through our partnership with the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce.
Actually, one thing you said about having your paperwork together, to me, it's about having that back of the house. Commissioner, last word.
It was leading directly into that. And if you don't have your paperwork together, we've instituted the pilot program. It's called the boot camp. It's McGee's Boot Camp.
There we
So
go.
we will assist you with preparing your paperwork, with filing fees with the state, help you get through the bureaucracy of the county, and they can reach us at district9@miamidade.gov and sign up for our small business boot camp. And so we will take you from A to Z, and after Z, you can start counting 1, 2, 3, which is counting your money, because now we're going to transfer you over there to MD, and they're going to go ahead and get you set with the startup.
That's real partnership.
Well, gentlemen, you know, I wish we had another. We could sit here for another half hour.
We really could.
But you know,
That's
this
right.
has been the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Member Connection. I'm your host, Eric Knowles. Call the chamber at 305-751-8648, m-dcc.org. See you next time. Today, I stand before you, a proud graduate of Miami-Dade College and the 5th president of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. I'm honored to return to the college that prepared me to become a leader in our community, providing an education second to none. So I'm asking you to please tune in every Monday at 12 noon to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce's Member Connection, as I interview members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce on our Facebook page at Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce or our YouTube channel, Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. To learn more about the Chamber, please go to m-dcc.org or call the Chamber at 305-751-8648.